Today I want to talk about the true secret to being happy during the holiday season, and that is gratitude. Hi guys, and welcome back to Age Out Rise Up. So it's the middle of November, and yes, it has been a hard year. But when I think about this month in particular and why it's my favorite month, it's because it has Thanksgiving. And I know that so many people hate the idea of Thanksgiving and think that we should get rid of it because of all the real and true atrocities that happened to our Native American brothers and sisters, or indigenous people in the past. And the things that have happened to them are completely inexcusable. But I don't think that means we should be getting rid of such an important holiday. I've heard ideas like we should call it Friendsgiving, or, we should just completely wipe it across the board. A news report came out the other day saying what holidays were acceptable, and Thanksgiving wasn't on the list. And I just thought, all right, I gotta make a video because I really do think that we shouldn't be getting rid of Thanksgiving. Every single person who has been successful in life has a heart of gratitude, has a heart of looking at things from a perspective of goodness. And I think that's really, really important. And I think it's something that we are inclined, especially today, not to do. We are told to rage about injustices and the things that aren't fair in life, instead of focusing on the things that are fair, the things that are good. So in my podcast, I was sharing that I had just recently read a book. The book I read was this one, and it's by Corrie ten Boom. And Corrie ten Boom hid Jewish people during the Nazi invasion of her country. And not only did she hide them, but eventually she was discovered, and she, her sister, and her father were taken into the prison camps and then eventually the death camps. What was interesting about this story was that, she does not hold back on the atrocities that happened in this book. Now, that would be really, really hard to imagine finding a place or a reason to be happy in a circumstance like that. And yet, throughout the book, in every single circumstance, even if it's at one point, and if you do read the book, I'm spoiling it, but even if it's at one point that their father died when they first came into the prison camps because he was arrested with them. So here he was 70 years old. And the Nazi officers said, "Old man, we'd like to set you free. We'd like to have you home tonight." And he looked at them and he said, "If you sent me home tonight, tomorrow there would be more people in my home in hiding." And I look at that and I think, man, we can complain about so much, so many things that we consider injustices today, and we really just have no idea about what other people have gone through. In my house, I have a sign on the wall that says, "There is always, always, always something to be grateful for." And I truly believe that. I remember some of the harder years when I was all by myself, when Thanksgiving came around. And one of the things that I did, and I would encourage you so much to do, is I would go and serve at the mission centers. I would serve dinners to the homeless people. And part of the reason I did that was, I got a turkey dinner, even though I don't really like turkey, but I got a Thanksgiving dinner and I got to be around people. But the other part was to give me perspective. Even though I didn't have much, I was able to go home to my own apartment. And if we look at life and think about the things that we can be grateful for, we're genuinely happier people. A couple of weeks ago, I was attacked by someone. I shared about it in my last video. And absolutely, I could rage. I could be angry. I could look her up and try and get her in trouble. All of these things. But the reality is that for the most part, I just pitied her. I just felt so bad that somebody didn't couldn't see someone else's point of view. I felt bad that a person couldn't come to the table, so to speak, with the theme of Thanksgiving, like come to the table, bring your ideas, bring my ideas, and let's hash it out in a respectful way. And I guess I feel like in every situation, including that one, that the bad things that happen to us are gifts. In that, I could have taken home, I'm going to rage, I'm going to hate, I'm going to crush. And instead, honestly, I came home with, yes, I was upset and I was hurt, but I really hurt for her too. Because she doesn't have any idea of the things that she has, of the blessings that she has. And when I'm talking about blessings, it doesn't have to be a God thing. For me personally, it is. I'm not going to lie. For me, it is a God thing. I've been agnostic for many, many years of my life, but especially in 2020, I have felt a calling to return to my spiritual roots. But the reality is that when we count our blessings, we're genuinely happy people. We're genuinely happier people. We just aren't wallowing. That's everything that Age Out Rise Up is about, is not wallowing. It doesn't matter how bad our circumstances are. It doesn't matter. It matters that we're grateful for those things that we have, that we're grateful for the roof over our head, that we're grateful for the meal that we get to eat, that we're grateful for the people around us. It doesn't mean that they have to be perfect. When we're grateful for people, we're more likely to be loving towards them. And what I've found is that when we love other people, we get that love back like tenfold. So, and when we're hateful towards people, that energy just sort of goes out and just kind of fills up our surroundings, fills up our world. And so I really hope that this Thanksgiving, you will think about the things that you have to be grateful for. One thing that I plan on doing this November, I saw it online and I'm behind, so I have to catch up. But write down the things that we as a family are grateful for and use that as a centerpiece around our Thanksgiving dinner. And our Thanksgiving is going to be a lot smaller than it normally is. Normally we go out to a really nice restaurant because it's actually usually falls on or near our anniversary. So we go out to a nice restaurant, or we are with family, and that means we've got like 40 people surrounding us. So I want to address that too, is that it can be a very, very lonely time, especially as we're moving into the Christmas season as well. So I just want to encourage you to reach out to people. Write in the comments, I'm feeling lonely today, and I will check them on Thanksgiving and try and write you a personal note. I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't encourage you to look on the bright side of things, because there's always a brighter side of things. Look at everything that happens to you as a gift, and then to be thankful for those gifts. And if they're the hard things, if they're really, really difficult things, like how can you be grateful for being abused as a child? How can you be grateful for losing your job? They're hard things, and you have to think about that. If I were to be grateful for losing a job, I would be grateful that I have the two people that I love most with me in that process. I would be grateful for the things that I have that I could quickly sell. I would be grateful that I have people around to help and to care for us in that situation until we could go find another job. And I would be grateful for the skills to be able to go out and find another job. And I also would be grateful that there are jobs available, even if they aren't the ideal job, even if it's not the dream situation. You can always find something that you could possibly do. Another thing that I want to encourage you to do is reach out to your friends. The holiday season can be a very, very hard time for a lot of people. Some people are, especially this year, really, really hurting. And so I just want to encourage you to reach out to your people. If you are in a place where you can go and have dinner with someone, if somebody at work just extends, I want to encourage you to do it. I've done it multiple times when I was single and on my own, and it can be a really fun experience. And then the last thing is just really to practice gratitude. Practice gratitude like it's a religion. Find something every single day that you can be grateful for. I think that if you do that, you will feel so fulfilled. You know, like you will see that you have so much more that you can just than you thought, and you can live just a more abundant life. And when you live that more abundant life, then you can share with others. And like I said, when you share with others, it comes back to you tenfold. Anyways, guys, I really, really hope that you can feel my heart here, and just really that you can ignore some of that narrative that tells you that you must rage, when in reality, you can rise. All right, guys, bye.